What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Reign of the Supermen. I finally saw the movie, yes. It was fucking amazing. I literally just watched it like 5-10 minutes ago. Shout out to my mom. She actually picked me up like 3 of the DC animated films. She got me Apocalypse War, Jedi Dark Apocalypse War off of the Redbox. So, which I'm going to watch that one right after I'm done recording this video. I'm going to watch that review and then review it and upload them, my reviews back to back. Just finished Reign of the Supermen, and then actually last night, you guys follow me on Twitter, I finished up Teen Titans Judas Contract. Because I've been meaning to watch that one, and I knew, and I heard some stuff about Raven and Damian was in that one after rewatching Justice League vs. Teen Titans recently. I was like, yo, I low-key ship these two. So I went and watched that one as well. Which, right before we jump into my thoughts on the Reign of Superman, I want to quickly talk about Teen Titans Judas Contract real quick, because I want to give you guys my quick thoughts and opinions before I jump right into that. So, overall, I thought Teen Titans Judas Contract was amazing. I would definitely say I liked this movie way more than I did Justice League vs. Teen Titans. Not only because, A, there's more Damian in here. More Damian is great. It really comes down to the plot of it, really, with the whole stuff they had with Tara and the relationship she had, and of course my man Deathstroke. Y'all know how much I fucks with Deathstroke, so seeing him was fucking awesome. I love seeing Deathstroke. He was like pretty much the main villain outside this blood guy, but with Deathstroke, man, I love Deathstroke, man. I mentioned this so many times in my in other videos, but I fucking love Deathstroke. Seriously, man, I love Deathstroke. It's one of my favorite Batman villains there, man. I love Deathstroke. It's one of my favorite all-time superhero villains. I love him. So you had that. I love the banter between Dick Grayson and Starfire. That shit was fucking great, man. Entertaining. I don't like how she's low-key a little taller than him. That low-key, it just looks off to me. About to be some feminists in the comments be like, "Oh, you sexist pig!" You know, but hey, that's just me. It looked a little weird, but besides that, I love the stuff with Raven was great. Tara as a character was very interesting. I really dug what they did with her, and I love the ending. Not only because A1 Kevin Smith was in the movie, so that was interesting to see Kevin fucking Smith get a cameo, but 2, I love that in Hush, you guys might remember we saw Damian with Titus, and I thought, oh cool, he has a dog. I didn't know what the context was or where actually we saw his origin, but here in this movie we actually see Raven give him Titus, which I thought was fucking cool. I actually, like, legit, after watching these 2 movies, I low-key ship these 2, and like I mentioned before, Damian is fucking entertaining as hell. I love Damian. So, with all that being said, let's move on to the Reign of Superman. Overall, like I mentioned before, I fucking love this movie. This movie was fantastic, a great follow-up to the Death of Superman, and like I said, this is definitely probably, these 2 are without them my top 2 favorites of the DC animated films. Now, would I say the Reign of Superman was better than the Death of Superman? No. It was damn close, but I wouldn't say it was as good. It mostly comes down to the fact that the Death of Superman really just showed me why really was just, like, it was really that last half of it with the fight between him and Doomsday, and just the whole stuff with Superman, how, you know, like I said, like I mentioned before in my review, which if you guys want to check out my original review of the Superman, I'll leave it up in the iCards above. It was really just like, yo, hey, I get to see Superman, and the more I watch Superman, like I mentioned before, I mentioned in other videos like I did in my Superman Red Sun review, that the older I've gotten, the more I've been able to appreciate Superman, especially after watching Man of Steel so many times. You know, like I said, my favorite Superman moment is him giving that kid back his, like, his Vita or whatever. That was cool, and of course, just the whole ending scene was awesome, like the flag waving in the wind on the stick. All of that was, I mentioned before how I got goosebumps and chills from watching that shit. But the Reign of Superman was awesome, it just wasn't as good. But still, it was an absolutely fantastic addition to the DC animated universe. Now, will Justice League Dark end up topping these 2 as my all-time favorite? For the DC animated universe films, anyway, my all-time favorite DC animated movies, period, as you guys know, is Dark Knight Returns. That movie is a fucking masterpiece right there. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to watch this right after I'm done recording this video. So, overall, so let's just jump right in. So, the movie takes place the movie is directed by Sam Liu, who I think actually directs a lot of these, actually, and stars Cameron Monk. Oh shit, yo! It's they got Joker and Gotham play Superboy. That's cool. So let me get this straight. This man is Joker. a fucking Jedi Knight and Superboy. That is hype. That is hype right there. That is cool. That's hype. So you got Cameron Mongan, Cress Williams, Rains Wilson, who plays Lex, Jeremy Connell, Rebecca Rominge, Shamir Moore, Jason Ormar, and many more. And the plot of the return of the rated Superman takes place 6 months after the events of the death of Superman, and since then 4 new Supermen have come out. The Eradicator, Superboy, Steel, and Cyborg Superman, or as I like to call him, Termaman, because he looks like a Terminator. And it takes place 6 months. That, of course, everyone's mourning the death of the loss of Superman, and these 4 Supermen come out to try and fill that void. But are one of these men a real Superman? And of course, in case you guys weren't, yes, indeed, the black suit is in the movie, long hair and all, which was hyped to see that scene. I know it's kind of a bit of a minor spoiler, but let's be real, all of you already knew this. All of you already knew that coming into this video. Let's be real, if you're watching this, you most likely know of the comic. So anyway, like I mentioned before, the movie was overall fantastic. First off, the cast is definitely one of the first level. The cast was great. I gotta give a massive shout out to my man Karen. Legit, this guy is fantastic. Like I mentioned before, I've sung this man's praises in Gotham. Yes, I'm still gonna review season 5. I'm still gonna review it whenever I find the time. I know I keep saying that, but I promise, I will review Gotham season 5. But anyway, I love him. He was fantastic in Gotham. I'm really done for what I've played of the last the Fallen Order. I still haven't beaten it yet, but he was great, Superboy. Who else was it? Who played Lex again? Rain. I didn't say his name was Rain Wilson. He was great. Like legit. Lex in this movie is something else, man. Like bruh. Lex, man, he is definitely that douchebag asshole that we all know him as. But you can't help but love the guy because of his suaveness and cool factor. Like Lex is one of those people that I will call a lovable asshole because legit. This is around at the beginning of the movie. They're talking about this ball or whatever for Lex that Lex is doing where he announces hey, Superboy, hey, our Superboy, and he's in there. And he's talking to he's talking to Lois, and Lois is like, oh, I thought after the Man of Steel's out of the picture you'd rebound with me. I'm like, damn, bro! Lex, man, he is fantastic. I love him. Lois was great. The rest of the cast was fantastic. It was nice seeing, of course, the members of the Justice League. It's always nice to see Batman. I really dug all the different Supermen that we have here and the mystery that was, are any of these real Supermen the real Superman? Like Steel I really dug, which I kind of find funny. He's people call Superman the Man of Steel, then you have one of these guys, and an actual Man of Steel. That was kind of funny. But, yeah, man, I really dug Steel. He was cool. Superboy was fantastic. He's a kid. He thinks he's hot shit, always flirting with ladies and Lois, being like, hey, babe. He legit starts trying to hit on Lois, and I think trying to get some with her. I'm not sure, but it sounded like he was trying, bro. So he was entertaining. The Eradicator, he was fun to watch. Being like, evil must be eradicated, die. Him kind of being like that mindless Terminator type vigilante. He was cool. Cyborg Superman, he was probably one of the more interesting ones. What happened to him? Yeah, man. One thing I also got like much for, and I really dug how the death of Superman has really affected people. Like they opened the film up with people mourning the death of Superman and all that. You see some stuff with Lois and how she's taking, which I still don't like the fact that they legit started off with Superman being with Wonder Woman, but then at the end they just throw her back with Lois. Which yes, I get it. It was accurate to the comics, but come on, y'all have already changed stuff because you're going off the New 52. Just go all the way with it and have Superman and have Wonder Woman be the one that was holding his dead body at the end of the death of Superman. That's just me. But then again, we got 3 movies of those 2, so I guess I really shouldn't complain. But legit around the opening of the movie, there's this one scene that I swear to God was solely added just to shut us up, where Lois is actually having is at this bar or whatever with Wonder Woman. and they're talking about like their relationships with Kal-El or Clark. And I swear to God, that scene was solely added there just to shut us up and put Lois over as like, look, yeah, I know that's like her true love and all this other shit, but I prefer Wonder Woman. Like it reminded me of like fucking Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan back in 2015 when they were desperately trying to get Roman over, but everyone wanted Daniel Bryan. That was some crazy times there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. But yeah, of course, actually, one of the things I got good plus was actually the animation. Now, I mentioned in my Superman Red Sun review that I thought the animation style was starting to get a little bit more generic now, and it would just look a little bit more bland. I actually didn't feel that way with this movie, surprisingly. Like it looked and it looked really good for this movie for some reason. Like the action was really good with the Justice League and all the other Superman we see. That was great, but it was also just a lot more expressive, I guess you could say. Like nothing like anime like expressive, but a lot more expressive than I think we've usually seen for this, especially with Superboy, with some of his models and everything. So that was pretty cool to see. What else? The animation was good. The music was also very sudden, of course. When, I guess, minor spoiler alert, even though it's not really a spoiler since all of you probably already know this by coming, but of course, so spoiler alert, skip ahead. But when Superman does return and we see him in the black suit and everything, that is when shit really starts to pop off, and that's when it starts getting awesome. Like I love seeing Superman back. He looked amazing. Like I love the way they did the suit, the black suit. It looks very much like the comics. He didn't have a full beard, which I was actually kind of surprised by. He had more like a 5 o'clock shadow looking thing. Don't know why they didn't go all the way with the beard, but hey, we at least had the long hair, so there you go. We got that at least. That was great, him coming in there, and I liked how they did the mysteries and how we ended up getting the reveals of these mysteries of like who each of these different Supermen are. I thought that was pretty cool, especially with Superboy and the Eradicator. Those two are probably my favorites, as well as Cyborg Superman were probably my favorites. Steel was pretty good, but his reveal wasn't nothing much special other than like that one scene he has with Lois when she finds out who he is. So that was cool. Let's see. Anything else? The action was overall, like I mentioned before, spectacular. I love the ending of the movie, like the final shot with Superman. That was cool. It was nice. I know it's like a nice little tribute to the earlier Superman films or whatever. I like that most just from what happened in Star, where he rips his jacket off and shows off the S. That was fucking legendary, man. I love that. For some reason, I love shit like that. So that was great. One other thing, this is also kind of a bit of a minor spoiler, but actually Darkseid was actually in the movie as well. He doesn't really do much. He's really just there to set up Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and his scenes were actually really cool and how he serves and what it is. I'm definitely hyped to see Darkseid because I haven't really seen Darkseid in much. I've always known of Darkseid, but I've never really seen anything with him outside that one DC anime movie that from like what was it, like 2009, I think it was 2011, 2012. With that was called like I think it was called like Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. It had Supergirl in there as well. For you guys that remember that one, that's about the much I've seen of Apocalypse. I'm really excited to see a full-fledged movie with him in this. That should be interesting. What else? Yeah, this looks about it for really what I have to say for pros. Cons, the only thing that really comes, this is more of like a minor, this is kind of a bit of a nitpick for me, but one thing I noticed that was kind of a little dumb and kind of really kind of like, this was just there for, like, I was like, man, that's kind of obvious and really just there for plot convenience, was, there's this, like, around the end of the movie, there's this fight going on with Lois, and there's like this lever on the door that practically screams plot convenience, which I was looking at that being like, huh, you're not even trying to be subtle with that one. So, that's more of a nitpick, but that's about really, for terms of like problems I have with, that's about it. Just that one little scene lever where it's like, that is so odd. Like, y'all could at least try to be subtle with that. But, yeah, man, besides that, this movie was fantastic. Like, animation was spot on, the voice acting was great, music was actually was really solid, and this was a great conclusion to like this two-parter of the Death of Superman and the Reign of Superman. So overall, guys, yes, indeed, I would highly recommend you guys check it out. If you guys actually have not seen the Death of Superman or the Reign of the Superman, I recommend you guys get that like double pack like completed version that you have called Death and the Return of Superman, which is like both the movies edited together. The runtime is about 2 hours and 46 minutes. So if you guys haven't seen it, I recommend you guys get that and watch it all in one go. That's probably how next time I watch these two movies, that's probably how I'm gonna go and watch it like that, to see how it is when they're all edited together instead of being two separate films. But yeah, man, this movie was definitely fantastic. Not as good as The Death of Superman, but without a doubt, fucking fantastic in its own right. And definitely, I highly recommend it for all you guys that were fans of the DC animated verse, fans of Superman, and if you guys were also fans of The Death of Superman. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10, man. Definitely recommend it. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe for new, follow me, Instagram, Twitter, playlist on the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go watch Apocalypse War. You